Okay, so you're looking at what? A witch's cauldron, right? If you remember, we heard Macbeth say he was going to see the witches again, and that is going to be this scene. So he goes into the woods, he finds them, and he's like, he starts demanding things of them, and they're like, listen, don't speak. And I wanted to show you the cauldron because what you should picture is they were making a brew and all this smoke coming up out of it. And there's going to be these apparitions. That means something you see, right? They're going to show them things, and each one of them is going to have a message. So it like comes up out of the cauldron, out of the smoke. This is the image, and it says something. And we're going to talk about these. Okay? So the first one, if you can see that, the apparition says it's an armed head. That means armed as in armor, like wearing a helmet for battle, okay? And the message with it is beware Macduff. We think about it. What's Macbeth going to think when he hears that? He's not going to be like, oh my goodness, you're kidding. He's going to be like, I knew it. I knew it. I knew it. Thank you for telling me something I was thinking, but I want to know more, all right? The other thing that does with it is it gives them credibility. It's like, yes, they know what they're talking about because he knew there was a problem with Macduff. Then they show him a bloody child, okay, comes up out of it. And the message with that is, none of woman born shall harm Macbeth. Look at that. It says none of woman born. When I ask people, well, so who could it be? They're like, oh, so it's got to be a man. I'm like, no. It doesn't say no woman. It says no one born from a woman. That's everybody. When Macbeth hears this, he's like, oh my God, that's great news. Then what do I care about Macduff? Clearly, he must have been born from a woman. He's a person. And then for a second, he's like, I don't even have to worry about it. He's like, well, you know what? To make sure, I'm going to make sure I kill him anyway. Okay? Then the third apparition is a crown child, as in wearing a king's crown, holding a tree branch. And the message with that is, Macbeth shall never vanquished be, vanquished means defeated, until Great Burnham Wood come to Dunsinane. I paraphrase the last few words here. He shall not be defeated until Great Burnham Woods were the woods outside the castle, like in the distance. Dunsinane is where the castle is. This is an expression almost like not until pigs fly. It's like not until those trees come to the castle. And when Macbeth hears that, he literally is like, that can never be. Who can impress the forest to pull up its roots and come to the castle? If you remember what Hecate told the witches, what they were going to make Macbeth feel. They were going to make him feel overconfident. Okay? And as you know, security is mortal's chiefest enemy. That was in the last scene, right? Well, after this, Macbeth is like, oh my God, I'm great. I'm perfect. I'm sitting pretty. He demands one more thing. But tell me one more thing. Will Banquo's issue ever rule in this kingdom? What's he asking about? He remembers what they had told Banquo about he will father kings. And he wants to know if that's going to come true. What you want to realize about this is how irrational it is for him to be concerned about that. This is sometime in the future, in generations. He's not going to be around, and he has no sons to pass it on to. But it just irks him that Banquo is going to father kings. They actually tell him, you don't want to know. He demands, he threatens them, which is kind of funny. He threatens to put a spell on them. And what do? They show him, they hold up a mirror, and they show him a picture of Banquo as king. Well, it looks like Banquo in this long, long line of kings, and he gets very upset by that. And he actually says, why did you show me that? I don't know why they don't answer, because you demanded, all right? The witches vanish. Someone had ridden out, I think it was Lennox, with Macbeth, and he comes around where Macbeth is, and he's like, messengers just came, and Macduff has fled to England. And Macbeth is like, oh, I knew it. You know what? That's what happens when I stop to think about things. From now on, as soon as I think of something, I'm going to do it. The line he says is, from this moment on, the very firstlings of my heart will be the firstlings of my hand. As soon as I think of something, I'm going to do it. When you think about someone who's kind of gone mad, power hungry, murdering everyone, that's not a really good philosophy, that he's going to do things as soon as he thinks about it. Macduff is gone, so what does he decide? You know what? I'm going to go to his castle and I'm going to kill his whole family. And the scene ends like that. The next scene is at Macduff's castle, and it is just that. It's not Macbeth personally. He has murderers go there, and they slaughter everyone in his castle. You're probably talking dozens of people between staff, family, children, livestock, everything. All right, and it just shows you what I wrote here is rationale of the murders. If you think about where Macbeth started, first of all, the first murders we ever heard of him committing were in battle, and those were certainly justified. That's what he was supposed to be doing. Then he killed the king to become king. Certainly not what you're supposed to do, but you're like, all right. Then he killed the guards to cover that up. It's like, all right, he's getting crazier, but there's still some rationale to it, okay? Then he kills Banquo because he's worried about his loyalty. It's getting less and less rational. And now he wanted to kill Macduff. He's worried about him. He's not there, and he kills his whole family. It's like, whenever they talk about murders, they talk about motives. And it's like he's really lost it. He's getting more and more irrational about everything that's going on. Okay? And that's it for 4-1 and 4-2.